What's up, y'all? Toya here, and I am back with another video for y'all. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Alright, y'all, so y'all see the title, and yes, now I've mentioned this violation a few times over the last couple weeks, and I just kind of wanted to get resolution and figure out, you know, what happens at the end of all of this before I even dove into it. So we have finally reached the end of this situation, and now I'm just gonna break down everything and let you guys know what happened. So my very last Amazon block video that I did, if you guys haven't seen it, you can check it out. But it was a very short block that I did. It was only 11 stops, if I can remember correctly. And the very last stop, which literally at the time, I wasn't even thinking about any of this, but the very last stop, there was construction going on the residential block, right? They were repaving the road, and there were vehicles coming up and down that street, construction vehicles at that. And, you know, instead of being in the way of those vehicles, I opted to pull into the customer's driveway. So, you know, one, I'll be closer to the door to drop off the package, but also so I can be out of the way of those construction vehicles that were coming up and down the block. So I went ahead, delivered the package, took the picture, you know, did all of that stuff, ended my block, and I went home, you know, thinking nothing of it. So a couple days later, I received an email stating that I had a policy violation for property damage. And literally, I was just running through every single stop in my head, because it's been a while since I did Amazon prior to that. So I'm like, it has to be something from this block, right? So I'm running every delivery through my head, just replaying everything, trying to figure out what property damage. Like, did I accidentally knock over something? You know, did I step into somebody's lawn and accidentally damage flowers? You know, I'm literally running every delivery through my head. And part of me was kind of thinking, I'm like, wait a second, there's no way that someone's complaining that I drove in their driveway. There's no way, because I've driven in driveways plenty of times. So I was thinking another time, I was like, well, you know, I stepped on somebody's grass because, you know, their car was parked too close to the edge of the driveway, so I kind of had to step in the grass, you know, literally running every single delivery through my head. And I called support, and they gave me the number to the claims department, and I called the claims department, and they stated that the customer was complaining that tire tracks were left on their driveway, and that was the property damage. So yes, my car left tire marks in the driveway. And I'll go ahead and play the clip so you can see from my body cam footage. This is also footage that I provided to the claims department, because the customer was stating that there was signage posted on their property stating to not enter the driveway. Now, from my body cam footage, as you guys can see from the initial view, like in the yard, and from what you can see on the street, there isn't anything posted. Now, I wanted to also get dash cam footage, but unfortunately, that last week I had been having issues with my dash cam, and I literally formatted my SD card on my dash cam the day after my Amazon Flex route. So all of that footage was lost. So I worked on it for a couple days trying to get the footage back. I tried a few different applications trying to get, you know, everything back, but I was unsuccessful. And I was just hoping that my body cam footage was enough. I was thinking that if I could recover the dash cam footage, it would show that there was nothing posted in the driveway, you know, showing that, hey, don't pull into the driveway, because my body cam only showed about 80% of the property. It didn't actually show the section behind my car where I actually was entering. I'm pretty sure there was nothing posted, but you know, it is what it is. So what I was trying to explain to the claims department was a couple things. One, that there was nothing posted in my view, and if there was something posted, it was not visible to anyone that was driving. So there was nothing blocking off that driveway. It wasn't roped off. There were not additional cars in the driveway blocking from anyone going into the driveway. There was another vehicle, but it was further up. And if you look at the footage, there was actually a another property that had a bunch of stuff, like I think they had a basketball hoop and some buckets and a few different things blocking the driveway. So, you know, me thinking like, you know, if somebody didn't want someone to pull into your driveway, you would have something to block off entry at least, especially with that being such a large driveway, right? So explaining that to them and also explaining, hey, you can see vehicles coming up and down this block, you know, me thinking logically, I'm not gonna go ahead and risk getting my vehicle damaged by construction vehicles going up and down, you know? So literally explaining that to them, you know, knowing that Amazon is not gonna reimburse me for any damages, I personally thought the best course of action to deliver this package was to pull into the driveway and to deliver the package, because I'm not gonna park in the street, risk getting my car damaged. And what sense does it make to mark the package as undeliverable when I literally have access to get to that house? And the thing that kind of upset me the most is, you know, after I explained all of that, I said, well, what would be the best course of action in a case like this? Because apparently me going into the driveway was wrong with me because that damaged the property with tire marks in their driveway, right? So if I don't want to leave my car in the street to risk getting hit, knowing that you guys are not going to reimburse me, and also marking the package as undeliverable and returning it when I have clear access to the property, what would be the best course of action? And I never got an answer for that. I literally never got an answer. No one provided me any information as to what would have been the best course of action. Yeah, so I sent them that video and I sent them a screenshot as well, because I had also pointed out that there was another set of tire marks that was next to my car. You can clearly see where my marks follow my car, but there is also another set, possibly two sets, next to my vehicle. And initially, the person that I was working with, it seemed like they were trying to blow it off. They were like, yeah, I don't see any tire marks. But then I took a screenshot and literally showed them like, hey, do you see these tire marks? They're literally right here. And they're like, oh yeah, it does seem to be another set. And I'm like, okay, so where do we go from here? This is all an email exchange, by the way. So, you know, they gave that response of like, oh yeah, that I can see the tire marks. Like, okay. So then I asked, all right, so knowing that information and everything else that I provided to you, where do we move on from here? How does this affect me? And the only thing they said was that they're going to go ahead and have the claim go through for just my tire marks. And I guess the additional marks, however additional cost that might be, Amazon's not going to cover it. So that was the end of that. That's literally it. And I didn't hear anything back from them for about a week. So I ended up calling them this morning and I recorded the conversation. So I called the claims department and this is how that conversation went. Almost a week ago, they were stating that I guess insurance was gonna pay out for damages that my vehicle caused, but I didn't receive any additional information as far as how does that affect my standing on the platform. I was wondering if you could click.
That's an answer. You know, that is something you'd have to address with the Amazon driver support. We here in the insurance department, you know, we just handle the claims, and then from there it's up to Amazon, you know, if there's any effect at all on your standing. I mean, I would assume if you're still getting blocks and there's no, you know, I would assume there may not be any issues. You know, I have heard a driver say, you know, that Amazon puts holds or they don't get any blocks assigned to them if there's problems or something. Mm-hmm. But like I said, that's just what I hear from other drivers. But we don't get involved in that. We just handle the claims. So if you do have any questions regarding that and how it may or may not affect your, you know, your standing, you'd have to address that with like driver support.
Okay. All right. I'll give them a call then. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
You as well. Bye-bye. So, of course, they don't have any answers for me because, like I said, the only thing I want to know is how does this affect me? Because, yes, I have still been able to go ahead and pick up blocks. I haven't picked up anything yet, but I can still see blocks. They're still there for me to pick up. But I just want to know what happens after this. And I more or less just want the clarity to know, like, how does this affect me? Because, you know, I don't want to be doing flex down the line and then I get another violation for, you know, whatever the reason. And they're like, oh, well, you've had too many violations. You got this one and then you got that one that you had in the past. So, you know, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not going to have anything hanging over my head. And like I said, nobody really has an answer. So I ended up calling support. I called driver support and this is what they told me.
Alrighty, so Latoya, I see everything is okay with the account as of now, and your standings are fantastic. No complaints have been, you know, made, no penalties till now on your account. Everything is going good now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if it would leave like some type of rating on there that'll affect me, like I said, later on down the line if another incident occurs. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure, that's all.
Yes, I do understand that. Yeah, no problem. Anything else apart from this I can help you with today?
Nope, that's all. Thank you. And so there you have it. It doesn't seem like there's going to be anything that is held against me on my account. So they say, at least. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is it. Really, I don't understand like how someone could get a violation for leaving tire marks. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I understand, you know, it's your property. You know, I get upset if kids run across my grass, right? Especially when I just dumped hundreds of dollars in landscaping and, you know, getting new mulch and all of that stuff. You know, it aggravates me, right? And, you know, I understand that I take pride in my property and I don't want anybody to damage my property. But it just seems like something as simple as like a driveway where, you know, cars are literally meant to drive on them. And the fact that there was already a set of marks. Now, granted, the customer could have thought that I also left those marks, but that literally would have meant that I would have pulled into their driveway at least 2 or 3 times to leave all of those sets of marks. And that clearly didn't happen. So yeah, I don't know. I personally, I don't know how Amazon would allow a claim like that to even go through. Like I said, it's one thing to, you know, maybe somebody running into somebody's car by accident or knocking over a vase or, you know, that type of property damage, stuff like that. But something like this, it just seems, and the thing that irked me the most is when I got the email, the initial email, the way they worded it, like, you know, causing property damage, this and that, you know, you should always report incidents to support. And it's like, now you're making it seem like I caused damage and then left the scene. Like, I did not like that wording at all. I really did not. Because at the time, I did not think that anything was wrong. I didn't even think, like, I pulled in, dropped off my package like I normally do, and went about my day. There literally wasn't a single thought in my mind that anything that I did during that delivery was wrong. Honestly, I swear to you, like, literally. I am just honestly curious, like, how many claims like this does Amazon get on a regular? Because there has to be a line where they draw, like, look, this isn't like that deep. Because like I said, I'm looking at my driveway right now. It's raggedy. If somebody pulled into my driveway right now and left some type of marks from, you know, whatever, I'm just going to look at it like, oh, that's crazy. You know, it is what it is. It's a driveway. And to be quite honest, it'll probably eventually fade away. Either that or you can just pressure wash it or, you know, whatever. I don't know. I guess people have, you know, a different sense of like how much they value certain things, where it's like, you know, some materialistic things. I just, like, not trying to say I don't care about keeping my property up and, you know, making sure it's clean, stuff like that. But there's just so many other things that I have to worry about. You know, if somebody marked up my driveway, I ain't gonna be tripping about that. I'm really not. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, but that's just me. So I would love to know you guys' thoughts on this situation, because this has been a crazy ride. It really has, because honestly, when you see an email first thing in the morning, like literally this is the first thing I saw when I woke up in the morning, policy violation for property damage, you know, just running through every scenario of like, what happened, what, and to find out that it's something like this, it just blew my mind. It really blew my mind. And in case anyone is asking, like, why do you go into driveways? Why do you do this and all that? You know, it's a case-by-case basis. If you have a pretty short driveway, usually I don't pull in unless I have to turn around to go in the opposite direction, because that's the direction of my next stop. So it's a strategic thing, a safety thing, especially if there's like a super long driveway, you know, I'll pull in so I can be closer to the door. And like I said, in this case, me thinking logically, you know, I don't want to be in the way of construction vehicles. Like, you can't see every single vehicle that was going up and down that block during the time. You see that one vehicle passing as I'm leaving the door. but literally further down, there was this massive vehicle that took up pretty much the whole block. And I'm guessing that's like the paver. I don't know if it's dumping the pavement or if it's spreading it out, you know, but it took up the whole block. So knowing that that thing is coming up and down a block, I didn't know the speed of it. I just seen it. And when I was going up the street, I'm like, oh, it looks like it's coming this way. So just in case, you know, this thing is going to come down the block to where I am, let me get out of the way. And that's literally what happened. That thing was coming towards me. I had to make a decision. By the time I got into my car, I was trying to decide, do I stay in that driveway and wait for this thing to pass? Or do I go ahead and back out really quick and go? And that's exactly what I did, because like I said, these vehicles are going up and down. So that's me thinking logically. It's a case by case thing. To be quite honest, that's pretty much it. I don't really know how else to explain it, but that was my logical way of thinking during that particular delivery. I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys that update to let you guys know what exactly happened. And for now, it seems like this doesn't affect my account in any way. For now, at least what they're saying. So, you know, only time will tell. Hopefully I don't get another email down the line saying, hey, because of this, and that, you know, you're off the platform, this and that, you know. And if anybody from Amazon is watching this, you know, I don't know what to say. I'm more or less just stating my opinion. And like I said before, I'm just not really happy how this whole situation played out. The person who I was working with in the claims department, they really weren't that responsive. Like literally for every email that I sent, it took them about 2 to 3 days to respond. I responded same day, just trying to get any ounce of information. It was just, I feel like I really didn't get much. And like I said before, me just trying to understand what would be the better option in this scenario, I didn't even get an answer for that. All I'm trying to do is provide the best service to the customers that I'm delivering packages to, you know. And if I can't even get feedback on this, like I don't know. So I would love to hear you guys' feedback on this. I would love to hear, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you think this whole thing was just unnecessary? Do you think it was justified? You know, honestly, I'm just curious to hear what other people think about this. That's all I want to hear. I just want to hear some feedback, because whew, this was quite the adventure. I promise you, this was quite the adventure. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So please let me know in the comments. I really want to know you guys' opinion on this whole situation. Now, of course, before you guys go, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a video. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. And as always, stay safe out there and keep grinding.